Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. All right, you guys, peep game. At first I was going to leave this alone, but I feel like it's important that I talk about this particular subject. And, you know, um, I feel like I need to reach out to the young brothers and the young sisters out there where basically we're being programmed, to a certain degree. Well, I'm not going to say to a certain degree, it is what's going on. And I want to talk about how black men always seem to compromise themselves and don't show no dignity or no pride when it comes to certain situation. And I want to show you why this is another example of why people do not respect black men and how everything is wrong just all around with this story. How at the end of the day, you just have to look at somebody in a certain type of way. But I feel like it's really, really, really important that I talk about this. Now, I'm gonna break this down for you. Now, in case you guys don't know, I don't. Former NBA player, Andre Marhold, has found himself in a bit of a well, not in a bit of a dilemma, a big dilemma, because of his affiliation with known gay, trisexual, whatever the hell that dude is, cross-dresser, gender bender, Jeffree Star. Now, in case you guys don't know who Jeffree Star is, Jeffree Star owns a cosmetic company, and he is also a famous YouTuber. He has millions of subscribers, and he has a estimated wealth fortune of, you know what I'm saying, pause, $200 million. And I'm gonna tell you why when you think of $200 million in a situation that happened with him and Andre Marhold, is why Andre Marhold, he went out no matter how you want to put it. Now, in case you guys don't know, maybe about a month ago, Jeffree Star announced that he was dating a former NBA player by the name of Andre Marhold. He said they were dating. He took videos of him, like kind of like all kind of what you would call hugged up a little bit in the kitchen cooking. Now, in case you guys don't know, do research. Jeffree Star is a well-known racist. If I'm not mistaken, he had affiliation with, I think, Kim Kardashian. I might be wrong, but he is a well-known racist who's made stereotypical racial remarks towards black women, black men, black people in general. And he's been accused of that on several occasions. Of course, he's denied it. If I'm not mistaken, he made a comment about, I think, black women a couple of years ago, and he apologized for it and did the typical run-of-the-mill talk. Oh, I'm not a racist. I'm not a racist. Look, yes, you are. Yes, you are. But the thing is, with people like him, they get to be racist and then they hide behind that homophobic stuff, that homophobic crap, which a lot of people are starting to get wind up and starting to like look at that as like that's not going to be your shield anymore, to where you can't be criticized because of your sexual preference. But you have the people in the alphabet community always try to pull that crap. They do stuff to people that's messed up, and then instead of them manning or woman up or whatever, if they a man trying to become a woman or a woman be trying to become a man, they want to play that, oh, I'm gay and you're only targeting me because I'm gay and all that kind of stuff. They really try to hide behind that. Like they try to accuse black people of always pulling the mythical race card every time something happens. In most cases, cases it is because I'm black, or she's black, or he's black, or they're black. This is fact. But let me get to the story in hand. Now, apparently, maybe a day or so, Jeffree Star accused Andre Marhold of taking personal items, bags, and all that stuff, basically stealing from him, basically calling him typical, accusing a black man of being a thief and all this kind of stuff. And he basically tried to slander his name. So Andre Marhold came back maybe a couple of hours later and said, you better remove those posts or else, or I'm going to basically expose you. Now, keep in mind, there's something to this story, because even Jeffree Star admitted that they had some kind of confidentiality agreement. And it turns out that this may have been some kind of publicity stunt. Not that I'm letting, or a PR move to clean up Jeffree Star's racist image by, of course, oh, I'm in a relationship with a black person. How many times have you seen this going on, where you have a white man or a white woman that's accused of being a racist, and the first quote they pull out their ass is, oh, I'm not a racist. My boyfriend is black. Oh, my husband is black. My wife is black. My girlfriend is black. I have a black baby daddy. I have a black baby mama. So fucking what? Now, you know, Town Biz has been debunking that for years, and I'm going to tell you right now, that's not flying anymore. That's not flying anymore. And thanks to the producers of, in particularly Ray Donovan, that basically exposed that. Because in case you guys don't know, I talked about this. John, the character on Ray Donovan that John Voight plays, you know, he's from Boston, and he's a racist. He doesn't like black men, but he likes black you know what. So he has a child with a black woman. And his son calls him out on his racism. And he said, oh, I'm not a racist because your mother is black and I loved her. And then dude say, no, you just love Black P. So they kind of put that out there. And so shout out to the people that, you know, put out the show Ray Donovan, starring Lev Schreiber. So in an attempt to basically smear Andre Marhold's image, he called him a thief and said he stole stuff and all that stuff. So, you know, so basically Andre Marhold said, hey man, I'm going to expose you. So basically, I guess earlier today or sometime last night, Andre Marhold said, hey man, me and this dude were never an item. He paid me up front at first 70 grand. And then he gave me an additional 30 grand to pretend that we was an item. And keep in mind, Jeffree Star admitted that there was a confidentiality agreement. So, you know, basically dude said, hey, he responded on his social media account, said, hey man, you don't want to go there with me. You need to erase all those posts. And Jeffree Star erased all those posts, but not before Andre Marhold said, look, you don't even have the hives. You have the one with the A that end with the S. I got pictures of your medication that you got in the room and all that kind of stuff. He said, we never did anything. He said, I got pictures. He said, you don't want me to put out all your business. So then it appears that they said that, you know, of course, Jeffree Star said, I'm going to sue you and all this. My lawyers is doing this. And then dude responded. He said, hey, you don't want to go that route. So now they're saying that Jeffree Star has gave this dude an additional 50 grand. So you basically talked about maybe 150 grand. And here's the thing. What's so wrong with it? Andre Marhold compromised himself. Basically, he went gay for pay. But I predicted that this was going to be going on too. I predicted 2 years ago that I said you was going to have a lot of these black dudes in the industry selling the imagery of the heterosexual alpha black male. Because keep in mind, this is something that they're really doing, where they're trying to feminize the black men. And I'm going to further talk about that later on in some other videos. I'm going to talk about the Childish Gambino thing, and I'm going to talk about something else. I predicted this was going to happen. So now you have the first one. Now, whether you believe him or not, he said that they've never done anything sexual. That's up to you if you believe it or not. But so he says that, that dude has full blown, you know what? Okay. Full blown. And if you look at him, might be true. Might be true. But let me tell you why I'm not giving Andre Marhold the pass. Because he still compromised himself. He told a flat out lie and allowed himself to be basically a lapdog for a homosexual racist. Do you know how horrible that is? And then due to the fact that he only took 150 grand in total for a dude that's worth $200 million. This dude was desperate to try to prove that he wasn't a racist, and you only did this for 100 grand. At the end of the day, you could at least, if you gonna compromise yourself, you could at least got a meal ticket out of the dude. But you did it for 100 grand, messed up your image, and nevertheless, you still gonna have people looking at you funny. Because not only if you saying that you don't swing that way, you sold the heterosexual black man out. So we supposed to give you a pass for that? Nah. Dude, you canceled. You went out. You sold out. You sold out, bruh. It's no way you can get around this. You sold out. You let the brothers down, man. You went out. You sold yourself for only 100 grand to a dude that's worth $200 million. That's not even 10% of his wealth. You could have, that ain't even 1%. Bro, you could have at least got $1 million out of it, even though it's still wrong. But once again, typical. And this shows you how they think of black people. They have this mentality that black people would take anything. And he pretty much proved in most cases. It's the typical slave master mentality. Oh, these niggas would take anything. Just really? You ruined your reputation and your image for basically 100 grand up front and probably 150 grand total. Was it worth it, Andre? I don't think so. Not to me. Not to me. And it's real disappointing. But like I told you, this is something that they're targeting in the black community. I told you way back in 2016, at the end of 2016, when that dude was first elected, that they was going to start doing this and that they was going to target black men. That they was going to try to get black men more conditioned into wanting to be with other black men and try to completely turn us off to our women. So I'm just keeping it a buck, man. This is just real talk. This needed to be said. This your boy Town Biz. Let me know what you think.